Hey, everybody, welcome into the building. It is Trending Topics Wednesday, okay? And we are here to get into it. We have a nice little lineup, okay? And y'all better make sure, do not jump this train. Hit that like button. That is your ticket on this train ride. Now, we have some good topics for today, okay? Come on, Flip with the choo-choo. That's what I'm talking about, people, okay? We got some good topics. We got to talk about Anita Baker and Babyface. Anita Baker is 65. I got to look up Babyface age again. But are y'all kidding me? She done kicked them off the tour. When two grown people can't get along, it's a hot mess. I'm not messing up my bag. It's a 15-city tour. As adults, you can't get through 15 cities together? Hot mess. So that's Babyface and Anita Baker. We're going to talk about Keke Palmer. You know, every week, every time I do Trending Topics, there's a story about a plane debacle. We're going to talk about Keke Palmer and the breast milk. She's calling discrimination. She's calling all kind of stuff over the breast milk. We'll get into it. Woo, child. Kim Kroy is on the docket. This has got to be one of, now there's a lot of nasty divorces, okay? A lot of nasty divorces. It gets ugly. But this has got to be one of the nastiest, saddest divorces of all time for Bravo history. This is sad. They owe everybody. But they are on the Titanic. I never seen a couple like, you're on the Titanic and you don't realize you drowning until you have drowned and met God. Like, are you stupid? They're drowning in debt. At this point, they need to ask a family member, can me and the 6 kids move in with you? Now, that's a lot to put on a family member, but they're done. It's going to be sad. In 2.2 seconds, the sheriffs are going to be coming to their house, confiscating everything, and they're going to be in the streets. And if we have time, Kandi Burruss is on the docket. Her name is floating around the streets right now, okay? If we have time, we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, y'all know what I got to do. I got to board this train, okay? In order for me to board this train, y'all got to help me out and do a what? Choo-choo! All aboard, everybody. I'm about to board this train so we can get into Trending Topics Wednesday. Now, y'all know we got a monthly ticket holder and she's in the building. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Diva. It's all about the 64.
64. All right, now. Come on now. All right. Hey, Dustin.
I'm number 3. Choo.
Thank you, Dustin. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Nikki. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Smoke.
Hey, always petty and sitting on ready. Let's deal with tonight. The train gonna go off the tracks.
The train gonna go off the track. Hey, Denzel.
Hey, Diva and everybody, let's get into it.
In my opinion.
Let's get into it. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, everyone. How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Hey,
you know, I'm blessed by the best and highly favored.
Amen.
All right.
Hi.
All right, guys, our first story on the docket. I want to thank all my train riders for being here and actually purchasing your ticket, okay? So listen, guys, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to give the details on our first story. Our first story is Anita Baker and Babyface, okay? The old school, okay? R&B singers, very popular from back in the day. They were on tour together, okay? If you're not talking to me yet, just keep yourself muted so we can hear the opening comments about this particular story. So they were on tour together. Anita Baker is celebrating 40 years in the business. Decided to go on tour, and she said it is her tour. It's called the Songstress Tour, okay? So she's on tour. It's her tour, and she had an opening act. Headliner, opening act, whatever label you want to put on it. But the only label she was not putting on it was co-headliner. Said it's her tour, okay? So went on tour and everything, and those two, as they was bouncing from city to city, just did not get along. Their biggest blow up happened when they came to New Jersey, the Potential Center in New Jersey, located in Newark, New Jersey. And fans were in an uproar. Why? Because they was waiting for Babyface to come out. First of all, they said the show started late. Second of all, they was waiting for Babyface to come out. And they said Babyface never came out. And so the next day, Babyface felt compelled, and I would have too, right? Fans waiting to see Diva. Diva said she was going to be there, and she never comes out. You got to speak to your fans. So he spoke to the fans. You know what? I guess the way you solve your public grievances now is via Twitter. Twitter seems to be answering. So he went to the Twitter. He tweeted to the people, said, listen, sorry, not going on. You know, I was told by the peoples that I can't go on because Anita Baker got to do her set. Now, hindsight is everything, right? Maybe if he worded it differently, the fans wouldn't have came for Anita Baker. When he said that, the fans came at Anita Baker's neck. His fans. They was pissed at her. Like, how dare you? What is your problem? So Anita was like, yo, Babyface, do me a favor. Get your crazy fans and pipe them down. Now, I will say this. I do feel that he could have went back on the social media and said, hey, people, listen. Don't be coming after her. Don't threaten her. You know, we had a misunderstanding. Let's move forward and get these shows done. But he didn't. So you know what? Know what Anita did? The next day she said she done with him. So that's it. Off the show, off the tour, because I can't risk your fans showing up to the show, throwing eggs at me, cursing me out, telling me off. So guess what? And if anybody bought a ticket because they wanted to see just you, they could get their money back. Now, I think it was a big mistake, but I think both of them played a role in this situation. But now they got the music industry split down the middle. Tank got into the business, okay? But you know, the men stick together. Men stick with men. So let me just share a screen really quickly and show you what Tank had to say on behalf of Babyface.
People, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but it's kind of hard. It's really hard for me to stand by and let one of my heroes, one of the nicest human beings ever, just be attacked and be vilified for no reason. Guy by the name of Babyface. Just did Tiny Desk with him, which was really awesome. I appreciate him having me. My Tiny Desk drops tomorrow as well. Shameless plug. But somebody has to say something. When a man stands accused of doing something that hasn't done anything, he apologized to his fans for not being able to perform after he was told he would not be able to perform. So somehow whatever happens after that is his fault?
No.
Now you kick him off the tour, and I want to respect my elders. I do. I want to respect my elders, and I guess stay out of grown folks' business is what they say. But somebody got to say something. Babyface? You doing this to Babyface? That don't seem wrong to y'all. Something don't seem wrong about that. Like, he didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. Nobody's gonna say anything. We have to protect our black women. I see where you guys are. I understand that. But who's protecting our black men, our black heroes? Oh. That guy. R&B Money.
Woo, he said, who protecting the black man? But I must say it was a mixed bag in his comments, okay? What Tank said, and Tank is cute. I just want to throw that in. Just can't stand by and not talk about the truth of it all. My apologies at Babyface. I'm not as meek and mild mannered as you are. It's a flaw of mine, but somebody has to say something. R&B Money, okay? He's trying to say, you stopping Babyface bag, Anita Baker. Then he gonna put a little dig at Anita, talking about I respecting my elders. Come on, Tank, you ain't had to do that. And this person said, but that's the problem. He didn't say anything. How hard is it to address the problem publicly? Silence in this case is taking a stand on bullying under his name.
Nope.
Listen, y'all could go to his page. There was a whole lot of commentary on this. I'll read just 2 more. You're making it worse, this person said. Please stop. We love both artists, and this isn't right on either side. You should know, being in the business this long, Tank, there are teams involved in these decisions and discussions and decisions. Still watching you tomorrow, though. That's what this person said. This one said, I'm salty. Definitely wanted to go see that concert with him and Anita. I was looking up tickets when I found out about this. All right, we're going to stop there. Yeah, Tank is cute, ain't he? I'm just saying. You know, that's a side note. Robin, what started at the top with you? Yeah, Tank is a middle-aged man. Don't be doing that to Anita, talking about you respect your elders. Okay. Oh, somebody said Tank is corny. Just stand by Tank. Ay. Yeah, Tank is cute. Not he attacking the elderly. Robin, what are your thoughts on this situation?
I like to start by saying, there was not an uproar in the beginning. Mm-hmm. This is billed as, Anita has built this as her farewell tour. Mm-hmm. What we understand happened at the Prudential Center is there were technical difficulties. Mm-hmm. Side note, they said this ain't the first time she's had technical difficulties and had to push other people aside. But let's just stay on this one.
Okay.
When Babyface was unable to perform, his tweet read, I'm truly sorry to my fans who have been waiting for us to hit the stage this evening at the Prudential Center. I was asked not to perform in order to give Ms. Baker her space and time to perform her show in its entirety. Mm-hmm. My band and I are extremely saddened we didn't get to perform for y'all tonight. So that's what he posted.
Yes.
I believe that he was just saying to his people, here's an explanation, because apparently there was none given.
All right. Uh-huh.
The problem for me is that everybody got out of hand. By everybody, I mean Anita Baker. Mm-hmm. Because a post that she has made subsequently has attacked, and I'm sure she was attacked first, but you know what? She should have left it alone. She should have been like, done the whole, now that she's on this is my tour, it's my thing. Right. Forget you minions. And I got to tell you, honestly, I'm not an Anita Baker fan. So I don't think, and by the way, whoever said something about it was about money, mm-hmm. I'm sure that Kitty Babyface Edmonds could probably wipe his behind with more money than Anita has in the bank on a daily basis. But that's just me and my belief. Mm-hmm. I believe, and I guess, my personal preference is Kenny Babyface Edmonds for not only the stuff that he performed, but what he's written and produced. I think that it's a shame that for this to be her farewell tour, for mm-hmm. her to go out in this, what she believes to be a blaze of glory. Right. I think it would have been nice if he put something out and said, folks, just leave the old lady. I mean, leave Anita alone, let her do her thing. But she's very combative. So you know what? Let her be. And I can't wait to see how many people get refunds, because you just said something about somebody who said looking up. They wanted to see. They were looking up until they heard. So that person just told us through that post that they weren't trying to see Anita Baker, and that would be me.
You made a very good point, Robin. I said I think she might have stuck her foot in her mouth because she kept saying my sold out tour, but girl, it was 2 people in the building. Okay, 2 people on the docket, you and Babyface. You don't know why that person bought that ticket. And now you're going to see. I think the fans now, they could get petty. They could get petty just to prove a point. They won't go to the show and they will ask for their money back just to prove a point. To stick it to her. I got a big fan base that they was coming at her and getting up underneath her skin. You know what I'm saying? So she don't know. She gonna mess up her money. She's like, oh, y'all could just get a refund. Girl, well, I hope. Anyway, Dustin, what are your thoughts? Are you? Yeah. Okay.
I'm going for. I'm on Babyface's side. And I'm sorry that this is how I feel. I'm not a big fan of Anita Baker, but I do like Babyface's music, and I agree with what he did. I don't agree with Anita Baker. She should have let him perform. I think it's pretty sad because I think a lot of people that was on that tour, even though it's Anita Baker's tour, I think a lot of people got the tickets for Babyface and Babyface only. I don't think that them people that got them tickets for Babyface were gonna stay for her. Like you said, Diva or Robin. I don't know who said it, but I think that they're gonna get a lot of refunds because I think a lot of people just went for Babyface and they didn't go for Anita Baker.
Right. And I don't know if she's going to try to I don't know how many cities they already did, and she's going to try to replace him. But
it was supposed to be a 15 states, I think it was, tour.
Yeah, 15 city tour, but I don't know how many they already completed, and I don't know how many she has left.
Yeah.
And
I'm just gonna go with what you said. I think they're gonna get a lot of refunds. I really do. I don't think the people are gonna stay there for her. I think that was all for Babyface.
It's messy. Thank you, Dustin. Derby Diva said, I like them both, but she has turned me off. Yeah, she turned a lot of people off. And see, Anita Baker, here's a little background with Anita Baker. Anita Baker, when she first came out, she was loved by almost everybody. But she took a point in her career when she had her children that she decided to step back, remove herself from the scene, and raise her family. And nothing is wrong with that. But when it comes to fan base, out of sight, out of mind, Babyface never left.
But she did though. But she left and she came back. She thought she was going to have the same support. But she got mad because he never left, and he has more support now than what he ever did before.
Well, yeah. Hold on, Dustin. Okay, so Smoke, what are your thoughts?
Anita Baker gives me nasty church mother.
Oh.
She does. So I will not be surprised that everything that they've been saying about her being difficult. If you got Babyface twisted and disted, if you had Luther Vandross with those nice hairline and edges saying you were difficult, if you have Patti LaBelle, the diva of all divas, and divas in a good sense where she knows how to throw out shows, say that you were given a problem, then guess what, baby? You are probably the problem. So I would not be surprised if this is the rumor or the story of what happened. Apparently, she did not even show up to sound check, and she has a pattern of not showing up to sound check for her concerts. And then once she gets on stage, she's constantly going back and forth talking about, oh, the feedback's wrong. This is an issue. That is the issue. It's like, sis, you've been doing this about almost as old as I am, and you still can't get the basics of performance right. So I honestly believe it was a thing of she didn't show up on time for her sound check to work out any kinks, which caused the delay and the reason why Babyface couldn't get on, period. So I don't think Babyface needs to sugarcoat nothing. If honestly, I'm putting this all on Anita Baker because you are the headliner. So you are setting the example of how the tour is run. So if you are not showing up to time for things that are important to give the people a great show, then by all means, you are the reason why the people didn't get what they wanted. And honestly, I can see it just being like, she might be back, singing in Vegas, but not in like a big theater. Maybe the Casino Hall during like the brunch time special with the senior citizens.
Don't do that.
I said it and I meant it. You saw what Love got to do when they had Tina Turner doing that, doing those dances at the bingo hall with all them elderly. Well, Anita Baker might that'll be her forever farewell tour, because isn't this like her third or fourth or fifth farewell tour that she's on? Like, when does it end, sis?
Whew. Oh my. You know what? Here's the thing. All of those venues, Robin, they have a time period. I remember, I forgot where, I think it was the Garden. Went to see Patti LaBelle, and you know how the people love to say at the end, encore, encore, encore. Patti LaBelle straight up, she said, I got to go because I'm not paying this place a minute after our scheduled time, because she told us like how much she had to pay for every minute she went over, every half hour or 15 minutes that she went over. So she said there will be no encore. Love y'all and good night. Okay. So all of them, all of them have a contract for a certain time, because those people, their workers need to get home too, and they got to clean up before they go home. So Anita was being messy. But I also want to know, since he was the opening act, what I don't get is, no matter what time she got there, why couldn't he, if he was there on time? See, there's more details I want to know, right? Because I'm like, if he was there on time and she wasn't there yet, well, he's the opening act. Let him get on and go.
Maybe it's about timing.
I don't know. Yeah,
Diva, can I ask that question though? I guess I don't know if it's a thing about performance, but is it just out of respect, since most of the show is going to be hers, she will need the most time to make sure all of her settings and stuff are right, and he's probably only doing like maybe 2-3 songs max?
I don't know. We need to speak to Babyface.
I think it's about the run of show. It's about, if I'm going on first, this is how much time I have to perform, and this is the set that I have already prepared. Then, so it's the timing, I think, in part, coupled with her being a no-show for her own sound check.
Yeah. Leo, what are your thoughts? Anita Baker, being a brat, a diva.
I tell you, it's too much. It's too much. I probably think that the sound check, whatever happened with the sound check, it cut into Babyface time because he was the opener. Instead of her being generous and just saying, okay, well, because she's a professional, she can drop off, let's say 15 minutes of her set, so he can get another, 6 or 7 minutes on his set, or something like that. Just figure out a way that he can perform a set, because he's also been in the business. He's a professional, and he get a little time and she get a little time, and just keep it moving. Right. I would think in her big age, she could be able to manage that. With them being professionals, when you do live shows, things do not always go as planned. And most of the time you run into a situation that, luckily, because you are seasoned, you've seen it before, so you know how to handle it. It should not be this big old ruckus. And another thing too, with Miss Anita Baker, I love Anita Baker. Oh my God, I love Anita Baker. She's like one of my favorite artists. But I love Babyface too. I just seen the tiny desk. Yes. Babyface. Oh my God.
Yeah,
it gave me my whole life.
I didn't realize they was of the same age bracket. Okay, they're both from the same generation. She's 64 and she's 65 and he's 64. So both of them could have handled this better. I'm gonna say this for sure. He definitely could have handled his social media better. He wanted to gain the people on his side, but once they started going too far and being fanatical, he could have simply said, you know what, y'all, back off. It's not that serious. But
you know what, she did the same thing though, Diva. Diva, she did the same thing, Diva. She was on social media running her mouth.
She was worse.
So just
she was worse. She was attacking people.
Talking too much.
She attacked. I have a quick question though. what can you imagine this? Just knowing each of their catalogs, can you imagine if someone said, the show must go on. Babyface, do your set. He finishes, and Anita's not there, and she's not ready. And so, knowing that he has this great audience, people sitting there in the seats waiting, what happens if he starts and he continues?
I'm gonna tell you what happens, because I've been to a show where that happened. Do you know these backup singers got amazing voices?
Yes.
Do you know that the band? I don't know.
Anita could never get on if he continued. Trust and believe.
That's what I'm trying to say. It could go on. They know how to do improv. I've been there. It was like, we waiting on so and so, and they tore the stage down while they were waiting. They had the guitar player play, and they introduced their band. They had the drummer do a little something. The show, when you are professional, you can improv, and the show can go on.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What are your thoughts?
Did you say Nikki?
Yes.
Y'all was shaking the train early. Listen, I got a crick in my neck. I can't get out. Y'all done gave me a headache. I can't. So here's the thing. You remember how I always say, I don't think that old people or older people should just get to say whatever to you just because they're older than you. This is a prime example of that, in my opinion. But that being said, that aside, I just feel as though there's certain celebrities that I just give them a pass. I don't care who they are. They can't do nothing wrong. Anita happens to be one of them. Rihanna, Oprah, just certain people. I'm just like, I don't really care what they did. They can do whatever they want. I just give them a pass. I can't be objective when it comes. See, I'm getting out this road because I done got hot. I can't be objective when it comes to Anita. I just feel like her and what's the other lady's name? Aretha Franklin. I feel like they have to be cousins or something, because I feel like the energy that you guys are talking about that I've never witnessed from Miss Anita Baker is the same as Aretha Franklin's. They're just kind of like, listen, we were born with audacities, and so we're just gonna, hand them out whenever we want to, and nobody can really do anything about it. But I wonder,
like Nikki, let me just say this: the people who are doing something about it, and I bet you let's give it a couple days. When Anita Baker has to start refunding this money, she's going to change her little tune and get her little life together. And if you Google Miss Anita Baker, Miss Anita Baker, they saying that this is her norm. This problematic behavior has been going on for a while. Girl, here's the thing. In life, you got to move with the cheese, so to speak. You got to grow with the time. You can't stay stuck in yesterday and do yesterday's solutions to today's behaviors. With social media, the people don't play, and they will shut your whole situation down. Good luck, Anita. I'm waiting to see how these ticket sales goes. Good luck, Anita.
I can't.
Go ahead, Nikki.
And I know I try to be objective. I can't be objective when it comes to Anita. I just feel like, let that lady live. Like, if she, I don't know. I can't be objective. I'm sorry. And I'm usually objective. I can't be objective with her. But I think I feel like, I hate to do this, but this is just how I feel. I feel like if it was a well-known pop star like a Michael Jackson or somebody else like in that caliber, and they were having this behavior, people would be like, whatever. And I just think she's a woman, and it's like, how dare she? How dare she say, get off my tour? How dare she stand up for herself? Now, that being said, I don't know what the ruckus is about, and I do feel like y'all are adults, so let's just work it out. But I'm still mad at Babyface. I don't understand all the love for him. He's made good music, but like, I'm still mad at him for whatever he did to Toni Braxton, where she got, they did whatever with her contract. I don't know if it was him or his brother or both of them. So to me, I've been giving him the side eye since 1992.
He created the Waiting to Exhale album. He produced the whole thing. He gave us Waiting to Exhale beginning to end. Every song is a hit. Don't you dare.
That part, Smoke.
Let me be very clear. I'm saying my personal opinion is what I know from singing Another Sad Love Song in 1991. I just loved Toni Braxton. And so when I found out later that he produced it or whatever, like you said, I'm just kind of like, why you treat her like that? Because and now they're like besties or brothers and sisters. So I just give him the side eye because of that. And I don't know the whole story, but what I do know of it, it just seems shady to me. So it's like, once you seem shady to me, I can't really trust anything else you're doing. But I will say this. I do think you guys are right regarding social media, because back in the day you couldn't spread it worldwide. You know, if someone hated you, they kind of had to hate you locally and then hope that it spreads somewhere. But now it's just like instant.
That is true.
And
that's true.
And then
that's
also,
true.
Oh,
yeah, no, you go ahead. Wait, hold on.
I was just going to say, and then also, unfortunately, I feel like some celebrities are treated this way. Beyonce is one of them. Kind of like how, you know, with the housewives, you have like people be picking teams, and it's like they're like football fans. Like we rowdy about our, you know, football team or whatever. I feel like, unfortunately, for some people, like Beyonce with the Beehive, it's just nobody can come for them. So I feel like I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong, but I feel like Anita has a team like that no matter what, they're gonna ride for her, just like the Beehive people are gonna ride for Beyonce no matter what. I don't know enough Babyface songs to be like, I'm mad because he ain't here if I was to even buy a ticket, but that's just me.
Thank you, Nikki. Okay, hold on one second, guys. Reggie, thank you so much for the super chat. Once the technical difficulties were taken care of, the show should have gone on as planned with Babyface doing his set. Then Anita does her show. I love Anita, but she didn't want to stay later than planned. Go Diva. Reggie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Denzel, you're up. What are your thoughts? Anita being a diva.
Well, real quick, Diva, I'm sorry about that. I forgot my mic was not muted. I'm sorry about that.
You're fine.
I like Anita Baker. I like her music, but she was messy. And if she didn't want him on her tour, is he on the tour, or was it just that one time?
No. He got kicked off the tour. He got the boot, kicked him off.
That's messed up. That's messed up. And not only that, I think Anita Baker, she needs to refund, people's money, because some people probably just came to see Babyface.
Well, no, she's okay. Listen, she's 10 toes down. They have no fear. Anita clearly said, we're done. And if y'all got a ticket just to see Babyface, y'all could get a refund. She ain't playing with these fans. She mad because they came at her neck. They started to threaten her. And that's not right. I'm not saying that that's right. It's not right. Okay. But she mad. She piping mad and said, you know what? Since your fans want to act a fool and you don't want to stop your fans from acting a fool, then you and your fans could go do you know what? Y'all could kiss my behind. I'm done with him.
So that was the reasoning?
Listen, she said what she said. She said what she said. Hold on, Denzel. Let me go to, in my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, let me tell you, I run through these social media streets real quickly. You know, I'm on the Twitter every now and then. I'm on Instagram a little more than Twitter. But let me tell you, I don't think Babyface is one of those social media gangsters. So I don't think he's on social media like that. I hardly ever see anything pop up with him. But here's my thing. I think Anita Baker made this situation a lot worse because she started responding like she was the internet gangster. And that's what made these people attack her, because she was responding to them. She was literally getting theirs and retweeting it and then saying nasty little things to these people. But when you come for these people, no, I promise you should look at that.
I said she was.
I'm telling you, she became an internet gangster in a heartbeat. And this is the thing. When you play with these people that got these Twitter fingers, because let me tell you, I got in the Twitter beef one time and I was like, Lord have mercy, y'all know y'all like the type, boy. I don't like type like this. So let me tell you. But let me tell you something. Be on the Twitter trying to be an internet gangster. These people will show you they had nothing to play with, and they come in drones. And that's when she started getting all the hate she got. So I think he didn't jump into it because she was retweeting everybody else. It wasn't the tweets that he sent out that started this. I think it was after she started responding. Because keep in mind now, Babyface tweet was almost a month ago. She just started tweeting, and when she started, they came after her. They was like, "Oh, you got time today, Anita? We do too." But let me tell you something. You gotta be.
She said they was DMing her too.
You gotta be gracious in these streets. Let me tell you, because I don't think your Anita Baker and Babyface crowd would be like me and your age group Diva.
100%.
And we ain't on the internet, tweeting nobody. So I think she was dealing with some kids, probably, some little young ones. And Babyface has this thing where he not only makes his own music, but he also helps everybody with their own music because he's been credited on I don't know how many Tony Braxton songs. And I love me some Tony. So I'm just saying, Babyface, his category reaches. Okay, so even people that's not a fan of his music know his category because he's been on everybody else's track or he done wrote songs for them.
100%. So wait a minute. So Tanya, let me say this to you. The only thing that it is in certain venues, they are contracted to close at a certain time. So both couldn't give a full show that night. That is facts. And because see, here's the thing, what you got to understand, it's not even just the venue. It's the police department. It's those parking decks. It's everything. It's the attendants. It's the people who work there at the job. And these jobs, they don't want to pay nobody overtime. No, it's the whole kit and caboodle. You can't just be like, you know what? We're going to start this thing 2 hours late and end 2 hours later. It don't work like that.
It was the curfew, right? It was the curfew that they was worried about, right?
No, it's not a curfew. It's just the contracted time. So even the police, the local police department, anytime they have events like that, they have to detail cops out to that venue. Yeah, it's bigger. It's bigger than, it's not just that simple to say, oh, I showed up late and I'm going to finish an hour later. Life don't work like that. Everything is everybody's time and money. Adele, what are your thoughts? Anita Baker and Babyface.
Muted. Yeah. I agree with my opinion. She made a mountain out of a molehill. This situation didn't have to get to this point. Like their peers, and I think in this day and age, let's face it, Babyface is more relevant, right? And I'm wondering if this is an ego thing because, like she said, this is supposed to be a farewell tour. You don't want your so-called supporting act, as she says, over and over and over in everything she says, to be more relevant than you are. And I think she caught feelings, like you said in your earlier video. And I think top of it is like there's some people out there. I know there's a lot of Babyface supporters there, but there's some people on social media, just by your tone and your approach and how you deal with something, they just jump on just to irk you. She kept on talking about taking private planes and this and that, dropping like, oh, I'm so much bigger and I'm so much grander than everybody else. Look at me, worship me. Like, she's not saying that, but she's saying that. And it comes across as like, why can't you honor Babyface and honor yourself at the same time? He likes you enough to know that right now he's more relevant, but he doesn't mind being your second. And on top of it, I think he was quiet because he didn't want to make the situation bigger. Because if you retweet, you have millions of followers, and you retweet a tweet from someone who has 100. You're the one who's creating this bigger thing because now you're retweeting this to millions of people, and you keep on bringing and making it bigger and bigger every time you reach out. The thing I thought that he could have done, it was when she asked for him to say something, maybe he didn't want to go in the back and forth. Maybe just oblige her and just go ahead and do it. But beyond that, like I don't know. I've heard her name over and over for a long time. I know I love Patti LaBelle and I love Aretha Franklin and all of them, but for some reason I've never fallen in love with her music. But I know that she's very popular. But Babyface and everything that he's done, like I basically grew up with that. So I don't think I'm swayed by that. But what I'm really looking at is just her behavior. The way that she's almost demeaning him, like, oh, he's a supporting. She couldn't even say his name.
She said that she was disrespectful. She was disrespectful, rude, out of pocket, out of line. She said, I have no contract with such supporting act. Like, that's disrespectful. No. And like I said, y'all are correct. Somebody said in the comments there, why didn't she just allow her publicist to answer?
Right.
Yeah.
Why didn't she?
She ain't got no PR people.
Come on now.
No good ones.
Well, Diva, not only that, but Anita has a habit of blocking everyone.
I don't think she has any media training.
Oh, she sure do. Don't do no radio interview and tell her she was wrong, baby. She'll block you in a heartbeat.
Y'all, I have conversed with Anita Baker on Twitter. She is prolific on Twitter. Me and her have exchanged messages before on Twitter. So she ain't got no PR person.
Yeah, so she messy. So listen, this is what Babyface said. He said, I'm saddened by the news that Anita Baker has decided to remove me from the Songstress tour. It's unfortunate and disheartening to see how things have played out via social media. While I was looking forward to the rest of the days, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita, and I wish her the best for the remainder of her tour. Babyface. Now that's a
classic
right there.
Classic.
Classic.
That was he was classy about it.
That's it. Hold on a second, guys. And he slayed it with this picture.
Sure did.
I wish her nothing but the best. Okay? Nothing but the best.
Who said Who said
No, because he didn't write that. Stop it. He sure
didn't write that song and have Mariah singing about how she turned it down.
Now, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second.
You don't hear Anita like that.
That's what we're saying, though. You shouldn't have to write it. You a celebrity. Where's your publicist? They need to write it because you may be too emotionally attached and you will say something slick and grimy and get yourself in trouble. No,
she is.
You need no, what's that, Olivia Pope? What is that show, Scandal? You need an Olivia Pope in your life.
Exactly.
Girl, I'm in trouble. She'd be like, okay, I'll be right there. And now all is well.
Listen, you 100% right. But at the end of the day, she don't know and she ain't gonna change. And so let's just let that lady live.
Well, she gonna live.
Well,
there's something great about her that Babyface even saw that he was like, let me attach my whatever.
Diva, at this point, she's gonna be singing at Shady Pines.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Hold on.
Anita is Petty Betty, and yes, she is. So listen.
Yes.
All I gotta say is so we can move on to the next story. Babyface for the win. That's
right.
Babyface for the win.
Come on.
I hit the gavel. Babyface for the win. It was Anita Baker versus Babyface, and Babyface won. Congratulations, Babyface. You did the wrong thing. All right.
Exactly. Next case.
This voting section needs to be retallied. Okay. We gotta retally the vote.
Okay.
Order in the court. Order.
We gotta get into this next story really quickly. Let's get into this next story really quickly because I don't know what it is, but every single week there's a story about an airplane, okay? Something at the airport, okay? And now Keke Palmer, I love Keke Palmer, but I think she's putting 20 on 10 on this one, okay? Everything is not discrimination. Everything is not, I hate Black people. I hate mothers. I hate females. I hate breastfeeding mothers. That's not always the case, okay? Love Keke Palmer, but this is just too much. Keke Palmer calls out breast milk discrimination. Are we kidding? See, some things we're overusing too much now. Breast milk discrimination? Are you kidding me right now? At the Houston airport? Hey, Keke, you're doing too much. Now, Keke Palmer is not here for the breast milk discrimination she endured while traveling through a Houston airport this week. The No Star sounded off on Twitter on Monday, June 12th, after apparently being forced to throw out over 16 ounces of breast milk. Come on, people, let's calm down. 16 ounces of breast milk? Girl, if you breastfeeding, that means the milk is actively coming in. Throw it out and squeeze out another 16 when you land. All is going to be well. Calm down, okay? Now, and I love the mom, so don't y'all be coming for me. Breast milk discrimination at the Houston airport ruined my mood, Palmer quipped. If a simple throwing out of 16 ounces of breast milk ruined your mood, I'm going to need you to get a life coach, a therapist, some friends, get a book so you can start your journal. Because simply pouring out 16 ounces of breast milk ruins your mood. That's problematic. She said, I should have popped my tit out right then because the discretion and comfort of pumping is tortured with threats to throw out over 16 ounces of my baby's food. Girl, the drama of it all. This is drama and dramatics. Palmer, who woken her son, I'm going to call him Leotis Jackson, in February, wonder why the breast milk quarrel wasn't a crime. A crime? Girl, there are people on airports acting a fool, and you want us to call throwing out breast milk a crime? She said, I'm a mother for crying out loud, she added. Well, girl, you better get in a mommy group. Because the mommy groups, the moms have been a mother for a long time. The moms have been a mother of 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 kids, can tell you how to pack up your stuff so you can take your baby on a plane and go to the airport. If you are this serious about your breast milk, Keke, you're going to need a private jet. Now let's continue. Come on now, Keke. Now stop it. She did everybody with the Twitter. I guess you know what? The next time I got a problem, I guess I got to tweet about it.
Sure do.
Okay. She said breast milk discrimination at the Houston airport ruined my mood. I should have popped my tit out right there because the discretion and comfort of pumping it is tortured with the threats to throw out over 16 ounces of my baby food. Why is this not a crime? I'm a mother for crying out loud. All right. Unfortunately for Palmer and many breastfeeding moms, the TSA says breast milk in quantities greater than 3 or 4 ounces. Let me tell you this. And I ain't the smartest chick on the block. But if you want to know what you can and cannot carry on a plane, you just simply got to go to the website and they will tell you that no liquids in your carry-on are allowed if it's more than XYZ ounces. They tell you that. Do your homework, okay? Or 100 millimeters are allowed in carry-on baggage, while other things in excess of that must be screened separately. So if you needed to carry little man's milk, the 16 ounces, you should have figured out how you can do that, Keke. This ruling likely resulted in the Killing and the Bee star having to throw out ounces of her breast milk. Fans of the actress joined her in calling out the strict rule. Y'all need to stop. All your fans need to stop too. See, the fans would take you down the rabbit hole. She said, I had this issue in so many airports. TSA really needs to get it together, one user wrote. Well, then they get it together, and then you'll have a crazy person rent somebody's baby and have bags and bags of alleged breast milk, and then it's something else. And then y'all be mad at the airport when something goes down. Talk about why would you allow that? Now, you are traveling with your baby. I can see if your baby was traveling with your husband without you, and he needed your breast milk. You're traveling with your baby. Carry the 3 ounces, and then on the plane, when he gets hungry, put the receiving blanket over your shoulder and feed the baby. Come on, Keke. Atlanta airport moved weird like that too, added someone else. One Twitter user who reportedly worked for a major airline claims this is illegal for TSA to throw out breast milk. Girl, bye. I had to throw out whole cups of Starbucks and everything else. It's not allowed. Baby food and formula may exceed standards ounce restriction. TSA and the airlines know better, the user wrote. No, what they said is you got to go through a separate process. Keke should have knew better and did the right route. Palmer has been sharing her motherhood journey on social media after welcoming her son earlier this year. Baby Leo is the first with her and her boyfriend. Okay, and earlier this month, she showed a picture of the baby, yada, 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 hook. I'm going to stop sharing. You're going to have to, we got a lot of these celebrities that need to get a private jet. Maybe she could share a private jet with, what's his darn name? Marlon Wayans, that claimed the airport did him dirty. And Chica. Come on now, Robin. Maybe all of them could pool their money together, get a private jet, and they won't have to deal with these problems.
Not her tatas should have stayed at home. See, ever since she got that glow up body from this pregnancy, she been feeling herself in the right ways. But I'm like, sis, come on now.
Come on now. Flying is public transportation. Keke's baby boy, he's adorable. But they ain't got nothing to do with the airport, their rules, their regulations, and her having to throw out her milk. I'm going to start at the bottom now. Adele, what do you think about this?
Guys, there's a reason why they call it liquid gold. Okay? It gives life. It sustains. It nourishes. It's not the same as everything else. But I do agree with the airline. But I'm also thinking of this as Keke Palmer. She has this thing of putting 20 and 10, like basically on everything. Because a lot of what she says is also for entertainment. She, I can tell that there's a little bit of I'm really not, right. I don't feel right about that. But she also put that twist on it. And on top of it, like if I was her, I can't bring breast milk.
We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Adele, you might have muted yourself.
You muted yourself, Adele.
She's still muted.
You're still on mute, Adele.
You're on mute. Okay, I think Adele, I don't know what might have happened.
Can she hear us?
No, I don't know. You're muted, Adele. In my opinion, what are your thoughts? I'll come back to Adele. She's still muted.
Okay, so Diva, I'm mixed on this one because let me tell you, my lactation journey was not easy. Okay, I sat there and I pumped for hours. Okay, and got 3 ounces. Okay, because the baby was tearing my, little baby, he was tearing it up. Okay, so yeah, I had to pump. And I'm telling you, I was pumping and only see 3 ounces, and I was ready to cry. Okay, like I'm telling you, my journey was not easy. Okay, and I'm like, what these big old things up here for if I can't get it out of here? I'm just saying, we gotta know that women's journey is not as easy as you think it is. Okay, like we women, we go through a lot of different things, and I think they could have, like the breast pump and the milk. They should make it a standard for women that's pumping to have a little more than 3 ounces. I'm just saying that.
Because you'll get some crazy person that will know they can bring some liquid in a bottle, call it breast milk, and it end up being something else, and then something happened, and then
well, they gonna have to find a way to test the milk or something to make sure it's real milk or something. I'm just saying, it people lactation journey is different. Everybody's different. Well, somebody may have a good lactation journey. Their child may latch on right and may they pump. Some people just have to pump it out. I'm just saying, and it's good for your kids to have that breast milk because that breast milk has so many nutrients in it that's not in traditional formula.
No, listen, in my opinion, nobody's disputing that, right? All of that is facts. Well, maybe you need to stay home until your baby comes off the breast. But what we're not going to do is revamp all of the TSA rules because you want to be emotional. I agree with Flip. All new moms are extra. They extra when they have their first one. Then by the second and third one, they know the tricks of the trade and they know that. That's fine, but flight safety is flight safety. Come on, Justin. We not discriminating against your journey. But there's rules. I had to make sure I could bring my EpiPen through. There's rules. You can't just be rolling up in there at the airport with whatever. And then we let you through and then you get through and it's something that is really not. No. TSA is TSA for a reason. So you need to get online, read the TSA rules and regulations, and don't think just because you a new mama that pumped your breast and you going to get over it. And because you Keke Palmer. Breast milk discrimination, that's too darn much. That's not what it was. But thank you, in my opinion. I know what you're saying. Everybody's journey is not the same. And I agree to all that. Breast milk is the best milk to give your kid. But maybe when you flying, they got to get a little formula for 3 to 4 hours. And they're going to be all right. Denzel, what are your thoughts?
I'm heated right now. I'm a little heated. No, because I just found something out, and it really made me mad. I know we're gonna talk about the Kandi situation later, but allegedly, you know that girl that was on her show. Allegedly, she was twerking on the minor.
All right, let's move on. Wait, hold on. Let's move on.
Allegedly.
All right, Denzel, let's move on. Let me deal with this breast milk story. Hey, Jules. Nikki, what are your thoughts on the breast milk?
You know, listen, I'm not a mother or a parent or whatever you want to call it. So I try not to speak about things that I'm not really familiar with. However, I agree with in my opinion, on this very strongly for a few reasons. One, the last time I checked, babies can only drink milk. That's their only source of food. And so therefore, to me, that's like saying this person has to eat through a G tube, and we're not going to allow you to bring the ensure that this person needs,
the food
because that's the only way that they can
Nikki.
get nutrients. I just don't think that's fair. You can't hold me hostage because I had a baby, which is a natural thing.
Nikki, the food is on her body. Lift your shirt
but like in my opinion said, if the way you're getting the food out is we can't be like, well, we can't use the nipples today. We have to get it out a different way. This is the only way she can get it out. And from what, in my opinion, is stating about her journey, it's like it's not as easy for everybody. Lots of people can't do it as easily as maybe you or others have. All I'm saying is this. I just feel like if this is the only way a baby can be fed is via their mom's food, if they don't want to have the Similac or whatever the other products are or whatever, I just think we should have some kindness. It's more about, to me, this is less about a rule and more about a guideline. And guidelines can be bent. That's all I'm saying. And in this case, no.
Say what? Guidelines. You want us to explode over some titty milk? Really?
Listen, listen, let me just be very clear. I don't want anybody to like stop. I don't want that. What I'm saying is, we're intelligent people, and all I'm saying, that's why I gave the analogy. If the only way that I can get my food, and if I have a G2, the only way you can give it to me is through Ensure, and that only comes in this form, why can't I get my Ensure? I can promise you this. I told y'all like some time ago that I was sick most of last year, and I had to travel to Dubai, right? But I called the agency, which is what Ms. Diva said, to find out whatever.
Freeze,
but they
Nikki.
told me.
Freeze, Nikki. You said I called.
No, that's why I was about to give you your grace.
If you called.
Just give me just 1 second. I was about to give you your grace. What I'm saying is, I do think two things could be right at the same time. I do think she should have called the airport like I did and said, hey, I need to do da-da-da-da-da. I have a special diet, on and on and on. I did all of that. And so then they told me we can make excuses, which I loved. But that's what I'm saying. She probably could have gotten it done had she thought, like what you're saying, to call the airport and ensure herself that what are the rules and regulations. That's one part of it. But I also think, like I said, she's a new parent. She probably thinking something else. And it could also be sometimes celebrities, in my opinion, could get a little bit, they got yes people telling them yes all the time. So when someone tells them no, they get all up in arms about it. Well, I'm not sure if that's her, because I don't really know her like that. But all I'm saying is, just for somebody who's not a parent, I would just say, just give them a little bit of grace. I don't think she needs to be on the internet saying all that stuff. But
ignorance is not an excuse for the law. So let me tell you something. I do not have funds like that. I'm a regular, everyday working person, but I have a travel agent, and my travel agent told me before I travel, you need this, you need that. You can't do this, you can't do that. When you pack your bag, make sure it's not over XYZ pounds, or you will get charged with this and that at the hotel. When you get to Grenada, make sure you watch out for this. You don't do this, you don't do that. And I'm the average everyday Joe. So you are Keke Palmer, who should have some assistance, some people with some knowledge. If the diva can have some people giving her an itinerary with a list of some do's and don'ts and what's going to happen at TSA, listen, my travel agent even told me, make sure you and your son got your passport. I had my passport. I needed to get my son's, and she counted up the weeks, and she said, when you go to get his passport, make sure you tell him you need to expedite it. Ignorance is not no excuse. And because you are ignorant to the knowledge of the situation and the information is out there at your hands, and you don't look at it and read it, now everybody needs to bend the rules because you didn't read?
But Diva, they make rules all the time, and they give people all kinds of loopholes all the time. So I'm just kind of like, I don't understand.
Where at the airport do they do that?
like I said, when I went to Dubai last year, they were like, "This is what you can do. You have a special diet, Miss Gladys. Let us know so we can write it."
Baby doll, Nikki, I listen.
Sorry.
You said you called. No, I'm not trying to tell you to stop talking. I listened to what you said. I sit here, I be listening. I get activated, but I'm listening. You said the key word. You called. You didn't show up to the airport with 10 cans of Ensure and try to take it through check-in. See, and here's the other thing. You can get away with liquids above that level, but it has to be a checked bag. The only problem is you can't take it as a carry-on. And this is basic airport stuff. This is not high-level knowledge. This is basic when you're about to fly. Basic. And you will go, even when you go to purchase a ticket, they tell you, check the list. You better get your life together. They even tell you what ID you need to have, so forth and so on. Come on now. And she flying with a baby. Like I said, she got people. I don't got people. And my shout out to my travel agent.
Can I ask one question now?
Wait, hold on 1 second, Nikki. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Let me tell you how good my travel agent is. Okay. Let me tell you how good. Hey, Nadia. Let me tell you how good she is. I could not get in my email to know my reservation or whatever I had when I was coming back, because we got the transport from the airport to the hotel or whatever, and then from the hotel back to the airport. I needed my reservation number. I text Nadia. I text her like at some god awful time in the morning, because you got to check in 24 hours before. Girlfriend texts me back. And I ain't nobody, y'all, and I'm telling y'all that I have that type of situation going on. What does Keke got going on? I cannot right now. It is no excuse whatsoever. That's it, point blank, period. My screen shifted because hey, Juice Radio. So, Nikki, give me a minute. Adele, I'm going to come back down to you because we couldn't hear you. Take yourself off of mute. Then I got to go back to the other people that I missed. But I like Keke. And so don't nobody get it twisted. I like Keke Palmer, but we got to check the people so that they can have some growth.
Go ahead. Just don't like her baby, though. Okay.
Go ahead, Adele.
Again, who Keke Palmer is, she jokes around a lot, and everything she says is like a dramatic presentation. Mm-hmm. So she's already going to tell it in a dramatic way. She's the one that got that little meme that says, "I don't know that man. If I saw this man," and she was talking to the vice president. Yeah, but that's how she has this dramatic way of answering things, that I think she answered this dramatically, even though she was probably upset. So we have to just kind of look at the situation through who it's coming from. Although I think when it comes to babies, there's a lot of room I will give, but if you're going to think about the life of people versus giving more breast milk, we're going to have to pick the life. We're going to have to figure out something for the short time that you're on the plane that's going to work to cover, including breastfeeding, if you can. My opinion said not everyone can do that, but there's other formula for that short period of time, something. Or maybe if it's that dire, unfortunately, maybe you have to drive. Maybe you're going to have to not travel until that problem gets solved. Sometimes it's just what it is.
It's a private jet. Are you going to follow the rules of point blank in a period? Thank you, Adele. Who did I skip? Leo, did I come to you?
No, but I yield my time. Everybody has said everything I wanted to say, so I'm good. Thank you, boo.
Robin, did I come to you?
No, I have a very different take, and this is ridiculous, but I have to say it. It's not. It is an absolute rule or law or policy that is well known, and we have lived with all these changes since 2001. But more importantly, I laughed when I saw that this incident happened in Texas. And I said, gee, if it weren't a federal government agency and it was like an airport in Texas giving her problems, then that would have been worth the fight, because she could have used that whole you guys are so pro-life, you're going to deny me this to take care of my child. How dare you? But I do think that it was ridiculous and overblown. So can we do the next topic?
Not till I finish getting to everybody else, but thank you, Robin.
Sorry.
Because you're fine. Who did I skip?
I didn't
go ahead. Go ahead, Smoke.
Well, I looked something up. So Keke Palmer.
Skip me.
I'm coming to you next.
Keke Palmer has a net worth of $10 million from doing Aquila in the Bee, True Jacks, and all them shows.
Okay.
To rent a private plane, and let's say it's a small one just for her and her family or her significant other, it's about $2,000 to maybe $6,000 an hour. Granted, that is a hefty cost, but sis got it like that. You can afford other luxuries that we can't. So if it's that important for you to be having all of your liquid gold with you at all times without any disturbances, then you can do what most can't. You can get an exception, but I don't think anybody or anyone in this panel or anybody in this world with the state that we live in, that if we are traveling, we are dotting our I's and we are crossing our T's. We are making sure we are at that airport 2 hours in advance because we don't want to even try them when they say, oh no, you can't check this in, you're gonna miss your flight. We don't do that. So I'm not taking it as an excuse that because like I'm a mother and I did X, Y, and Z that I should be able to do this. It's like, no, baby. When we go through those TSA lines, trust me, we are all the same. Nobody is exempt for that. And even the president got his own plane. Look at that. He flying on Air Force One. So he can do whatever he wants because guess what? He got his own plane to do that. But if you're flying on commercial airline, and which is like the public bus in the air, we all have to follow the same rules. If I'm bringing something that I know is like above their liquid limit, I'm putting that in my checked-in bag because I've had it happen where I forgot I put something in my bag, and those ladies and those gentlemen, they say like, step over here, please. Open that bag, and they are scanning through every nook and cranny. Once they find something that was there that's not supposed to be there, oh, they're just tossing the bag. There's no argument about it. And I'm not about to sit there and go back and forth with TSA. I'm not trying to end up on a no-fly list. So hopefully this experience will allow Keke to be more educated as far as traveling with her child and what things she can navigate to make it work. But guess what, sis? The celebrity status does not work when we all have to fly on the air and listen to the captain and listen to that team. That's all.
Yes. Also, can I tell you this? I wore a bodysuit. I had on the cutest skirt on the way down there. I wasn't thinking I had on a bodysuit. When I went through the detector, it showed red in my area, right? I said, God darn it. They had to pat me down. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I told the lady, I said, I know what it is. It's my bodysuit. She said, I understand, but I got to pat you down. And she literally told me, like, we can go in a private room. I could do it here, and I'm going to use the back of my hand. Oh, I got felt up because I wore a bodysuit. And at the end of the bodysuit, it had clips. What am I going to do? I'm going to curse everybody out and get online and talk on the Twitter, talk about they messed up. Body discrimination, bodysuit discrimination. No, I messed up. It is what it is. But I tell you what, when I came back home, I made sure I had on the right clothes.
Wait, okay? Diva, can I ask a question about what was in the bodysuit that was triggering the alarm?
It snaps.
Oh, the metal part. Oh, got it.
It snaps.
Can I say one thing, Miss Diva?
Yes.
It's just for everybody on the panel who flies. One time me and my husband were coming back from somewhere, and most people, if you're traveling like to an island or something, you'll rent a car, and then you have to, before you take your rental car back, you have to fill it up with gas. My husband did that, and I guess he didn't wash his hands good enough. So when we went through those new machines that like have all of that stuff, all the alarms, it said bomb. Right. I'm like, excuse me, we don't have no bomb, but I learned that lesson. So do not let them fill up your gas. Sorry.
Yeah, and they do have something now. Somebody wrote it. Yes, yeah, Nikki, you wrote. I want to fill out for that, the global entry, so that you pay ahead of time and do all that.
Diva, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'm gonna do that. Juice Radio, I'm coming to you.
Girl, I don't care about Keke and this baby. What are we talking about next?
She said next. She said next.
I'm mad at you. Yes, I got felt up by security. I was so mad at myself. But you know what though? You live and learn. Listen, let me say this, and then we'll move to the next story. I will say this honestly. When people got to do their job, I don't get that part. I don't get no sideways emotional about it, because you would be mad if they didn't do their job or they let somebody slide and then something goes down. You understand what I mean? So when the lady told me, I was just like, my bad, whatever. I had to do what I had to do. I had to get felt up. I was pissed. Because, and then too, I was like, because I was with a group of people where I wasn't traveling alone. And if she would have had to take me to the room and get somebody else to come in the room, I was like, whatever, do it right here. It is what it is, right? So, we did it. You did it right there in front of everybody. I mean, what can I do? But it taught me a lesson. I won't put on no bodysuit no more to go to nobody's airport. I'll tell you that right there. I'm good. So, you got to let people do their job, and you can't just want the rules bent because, your feelings are hurt and you're emotional. So we'll move on. That was Keke Palmer. That was the airport. Get your life together. It is what it is.
That's that first baby syndrome, girl. Have the second one. Have the second one. You'll be better prepared, girl.
Child, won't you know? You know how they have those commercials with the first baby? You cleaning the bottles, you sterilizing the bottles, you making sure everything's perfect. By the second baby, you be like, here, take this bottle, get out of here.
We good.
Hey,
it took me to my third baby, Diva. My second one, I was still doing the same thing. I was hypochondriac.
Hey Diva, I want to say something real quick. I'm sorry that I got off topic. I'm sorry about that. I just saw that. I saw a comment on Instagram and somebody said that. So I don't know if that's true. That I'm just gonna say allegedly. But again, I'm sorry for going off topic.
It's no problem. We're good.
Right.
We're good. Good.
We're good. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. All right. So
can I say something real quick?
Yes. I'm sorry, Dustin. I'm sorry if I skipped you. Yes, you can.
She should have just got her own private plane. Yeah, she didn't like it. Don't fly until it grows up. If you don't like it, don't fly. Either get your private plane. Also, every week we have a story about somebody on a plane. Can we go 1 week without a story on a plane, please?
Listen, I got to get the stories that are out there. My 80-year-old aunt gets stopped every time. It is annoying. Yeah, I don't know how they select and they stop people, whatever. Yeah, I had a friend tried to go through TSA with jewelry like Mr. T. They made her take every last piece of jewelry off. People do think they can do whatever. Yeah, you can't. You cannot. Yeah. You gotta follow the rules. They trying to keep us safe. I don't think her attitude was that she didn't know. Now she knows. Now she's aware. She's the first mother. Let's pass the situation. She would be a real professional next time. Yeah, we'll give her that. I hope so. But I mean, you know what though, Latanya? Here's the thing. I would agree with that a little bit more if it wasn't the Twitter fingers and the trying to get everybody in an uproar and saying breast milk discrimination. It is not that deep. So what we have to understand, to me, the celebrities have to understand is there's power in their words.
Right.
There is more power in their words than one of us. If we write something, our friends are going to get a good kiki, ha-ha, and a laugh, right? But when they write something, it goes to a higher level. And then people adopt that behavior, and then they want to take it and be like, this is this. We got bigger battles to fight than some breast milk discrimination. But I'm going to move on. So let's carry on. Kim and Kroy. Kim Zolciak from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and going to be a friend of this season, so to speak. Some way, some shape or form. She's doing a cameo this year. Her and Kroy are going through it. But I've seen couples overspend and get into financial ruins. But this couple seems to be taking it to a whole nother level. And Kroy, this is my take on Kroy. I feel like Kroy, he was whipped by Kim. And I don't mean physically. I mean that when he met Kim, I feel like Kim might have been his first or second girlfriend. These are just my thoughts. When Kim wrapped her legs around him, He lost his mind. Okay, he lost his mind, and she ran and controlled everything. I think that when they still had the show Don't Be Tardy, yes, he was. That's what I'm trying to say in the nice way. She 2000. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I think when they had Tardy for the Party, they were able to maintain probably barely. So maybe at that point, the overspending and the indulgence in certain areas, it stayed afloat because they had a check consistently coming in. I think once that check was no longer coming in, it was the beginning of their walls starting to come and crash down. Now, the worst case scenario for any couple is when you're breaking up and y'all are in a tumultuous time period of your lives, and you ain't got no choice but to live together. Yeah, come on now, whip appeal, Babyface. Yeah, she put that whip appeal on him for sure, and he was hooked. Okay, yeah, she had him by a leash, dragging him along like a puppy dog. But the thing is, he was there for every minute of it.
Yeah.
But when their walls came crashing down because they no longer had a check coming in, and she was still pushing out the money the same way or even higher levels, I think that's when those two really started to bump heads, right? Why in the world does anyone need a Rolls Royce SUV that you are leasing and it's causing you $5,000 a month? Make that make sense. You are in a mansion that y'all know that you can no longer clearly afford. Why don't you just abort mission? Because he's saying he's pulling money together every month just to pay the mortgage. How are y'all eating dinner at night? How are the lights staying on? I bet you the inside of that mansion has to look horrific. And the reason why I'm saying that, if you can't afford your mortgage, you definitely can't afford any upkeep. It's just logical sense to me. So the Rolls Royce, the BMW people, he haven't paid since September of 2022. My thing is, a lot of people have fault in this situation. BMW, if it was me, y'all would have got that car at best 3 months later. So I'm not feeling that bad for y'all either, because y'all let him hold on to it all of this time. Now, what I think they should do is just have a garage sale, speak to the kids. We no longer can live this high life. It's over. It's a wrap. Pick 5 items that you want to keep, because I don't even know if that's going to fit in the new place that we going to. And we about to have a garage sale. She sold the wigs. We got to sell everything though. And we got to let this mansion go. But see, that's another problem. When you are a couple, anytime you get with somebody and they want to isolate you from your family, that's a red flag. You do have to cling on to your new mate and you'll start a new life. But when you want to tell me I can't speak to my mama, my daddy, my papa, my sister, no. And she disrespected her mother, so now where the heck do they go? Who do they turn to? So the IRS owns the house, child. They're in financial ruins. So most recently, because the lease was in his name, the BMW company, they put in their tags like, they want their money. We'll just share this really quickly. They hit him with a lawsuit for unpaid Rolls Royce bills. You need a Hyundai, a Toyota, I don't know, a Honda,
a Uber.
Oh, well, Uber is pricey. By the time you Uber around, you might as well have got you a little car payment, $200-$300. But $5,000 a month. Now, Kroy's attorney is a little slow to me too, because his attorney tells TMZ, Mr. Behrman never imagined that he would find himself in this position. Stop it. Having a car repossessed. Well, you wasn't paying. How could you not think that you would find yourself in this situation? Nothing's free. But this is the fallout when folks find themselves spending way beyond their means. He said Kroy retired and no longer receives the NFL salary. He said, I don't think anyone told Kim. Well, excuse me, lawyer. Kroy should have told Kim. He the man of the house. Kroy, Kroy, listen. I have compassion for you, but I don't feel bad for you because you play a part in this debacle. You allowed this. Listen, he said that she pays no attention to the kids, and because she's so busy online doing the online gambling, and she said only time she pays attention is when the kids come in there and she allows them to gamble too. This is crazy.
Not the kids gambling too, Lord Jesus.
That's what Jesus take the wheel. That's what he said. And look at them in front of the Rolls Royce. And somebody back there holding up the Chanel bag.
They so stupid. God, they so stupid.
That car is cute, that's a cute car. You flossing and don't have the money. This car is worth $400,000. Where do they do that at? That's house money. Okay, and then you're leasing. You just spitting money out the window. You're leasing. So after 36 months, you would have paid $190,000 and still didn't own the car. What? Who is this stupid? Look at them, just a flossing and don't have a dime. What was that saying? You don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of.
That's
the
Look at them.
Two dumb blondes.
Listen, okay? Listen.
But we all know Kim wear the pants in that relationship. She been there, him whoop.
Listen. They stayed flossing. And then she had the nerve. Remember when we first heard about the foreclosure? She wanted to call us all stupid, dumb, and you think I will put millions into my home and lose it? Girl, we don't think, we know. So now all the creditors are coming crashing down on them. The thing that's breaking my heart is the kids. It's the kids. Now, kids are resilient. I don't know if the kids went to private school, but the kids is going to get a quick lesson in sometimes you up and sometimes you down. Because now, you want to know what's ironic? The hood she claimed Kandi lived in, that's where she about to go live. I'm just trying to tell you a full circle moment.
Come on now.
She can't even afford that. She can't even afford that, Diva. She got to go to the project.
Listen, 1 second. The roaches she claimed was in Nene bathroom. She going to see them for real now. I'm just trying to tell you, it's a mess. It's a full circle moment. It's about to go down. And this is very sad. We're going to see it right before our very eyes. He also said that he's afraid that Kim is going to try to get back on Roa and exploit the family and the kids with this particular situation. Because but at this point, she's at the point where she has to do anything.
She's desperate.
She's desperate. I'm going to start down with Juice Radio and work my way up the top. Juice, what are your thoughts?
My thought is bad money management. I was looking back at the records of what Kim allegedly make according to social media, and that mansion should have been paid off 3 times.
Yeah.
Bad money management. And then I'm looking at, like you just showed the pictures of the cars, the handbags, the shoes, and all that stuff. If she knows there's a good pawn shop over there in Atlanta, even in Buckhead, got some good pawn shops or some consignment stores. The problem with a lot of these people are they don't want to let go of their possessions. And their possessions become possessed with their possessions. But when the repo man and the foreclosure and the eviction man come with those marshals to your office, all those possessions become the front lawn property.
Yes, they do.
And they come right there on the front lawn. I've seen it. So I don't understand why people won't just go to the pawn shop, put it on eBay. Heck, she could go on social media and sell a lot of those things and get a lot of money for that stuff. But again, people want their possessions they become possessed with their possessions. And that's a huge red flag and a problem. Kroy, I don't know if he tried to help her before. Maybe he did, because I don't see Kroy as the big spending type. But
Right.
when you allow your mate to do this, and now you come to the point where it's spiraling down and you can't control that spiral, then it's unfortunate, because it's going to take whoever with it that it can attach itself to. And that spiral starts spiraling, it's going to spiral and take everybody with it. I know you like Fifi said with the gambling. I have seen the stories about her in the casinos going and cashing checks and so forth, allegedly. I've seen those things. That can be a real big red flag where people think, I'm gonna try and get it back. The casino always wins, the gambler always wins, the bank always wins. So, it's a lot that Kim is going through. But if she gets back on Housewives of Atlanta, and Andy may be happy to have her, she's going to need to do some real money management. I was thinking, did she ever sell the place that she had originally before she moved? The place
She kept it.
So she need to just go right on back over there. If that's paid for, because I don't know if Big Papa allegedly or whoever it was, I think that may have been paid for. I hope it's still paid for. Going on back over there and tell those people who are in there you got to move into your place so you can have a roof over your head. It's not necessarily downsizing. It's just going back to where you started and start over. That's okay.
Amen. Amen. So, Nikki, I'm coming to Adele next, but Nikki, I will address this real quick. Y'all need to stop. Don't collide two stories to try to make a point, because it ain't gonna work. Y'all saying what? I don't care about Keke and her kid. Kiki's baby was never going to be starving because the milk is in her boob. Okay, and the boob was getting on the plane with her and that baby. Okay. And I'm always going to have compassion for the kids, even though kids do adjust, they going through it. Because he also claimed in that article that he's trying to be cordial because they are still in the same house. But he's saying Kim is wilding out on him, cursing at him, calling him all kinds of names. And I'll jump really quickly to, is gambling a disease? It's an addiction. And addictions, whether it is drugs, alcohol, gambling, a sex addiction, you need help because it's above your control, right? And she can get all of this money and work for Roa again, but they are so far in the hole. And let me tell you one hole you never want to get into. Let me tell you,
this IRS hole.
That part, come. Leo, let me tell you something right now. I'm not playing no games when it comes to taxes, but I'm at my accountant on the 31st or soon after I get all of that paperwork in the mail from whatever I need it from. I'm at the accountant, and I don't do this on myself online, because if I go down, I'm going to have an accountant signature on there. She going down with me too. She did my tax. Okay. We going down together. I ain't playing them games. I'm not playing. There's some things where you can't beat the system and you shouldn't try. Do not play with the taxes. Pay the taxes. Okay. Listen, we saw plenty of stories. Toni Braxton filed bankruptcy several times. They came and took her Grammys.
Wesley Snipes, Lauryn Hill, they spend jail time.
Come on now, Smoke. In the jail cell together. It's a shame. Okay. And I don't think, this is no shade, I don't think, what's her name? Brielle, and what's the other daughter's name?
Brianna, Sienna, I don't know. Yeah,
the two daughters, the older daughters, I don't think they're capable, because Kim didn't prepare them. Kim prepared them to be, so to speak, to live that life. I don't think, if anything, when I say happened, meaning that Kroy and Kim will go to jail, I don't think those two girls would be prepared to raise those 4 kids. They not built like that. Adele, yeah, what are your thoughts?
At first, I actually thought that they were putting on an act. I actually thought this wasn't real. But with everything that happened, they're not that great of actors and actors. So I'm convinced now that, unfortunately, even though Kim was not my favorite, I thought they were good for each other. I thought it seemed like they were a good couple, and they had all of these bag of kids. So honestly, I still hope that some way, somehow, even if it's just for them to be co-parents, that they can figure something out. It's just messy. It's embarrassing. it feels almost like I would never want this for anybody, not even Kim that I didn't really like in Atlanta, but I would never wish this on anybody in life because it's so messy. Like for someone that you love so deeply, and I believe that Kroy was on board with her as long as everything was good. I think the Rolls Royce was taken an exclusive for him. I think he took it out in his name, but knowing how Kim floss and do all her thing, I think it was for her because he's trying to basically maintain and do the things for her. We saw it all play out on the reality shows. It's like he was doing her hair, he was doing all of these things. So you know, like you said, I think she just gave him what he wanted. And he was
whipped.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it.
Leo, what are your thoughts?
I think that these people, Kroy and Kim, it's done. It's over. The money is gone. They don't know how to act. Yeah, he probably did aid and abet her because actually she was the talent. She was the one that the tardy for the party show was based around in their family. I'm sure he was cut a check too. And just like Juice Radio said, their house should have been paid for. The only thing they should have had going on was the back taxes they probably owe. But poor management, y'all, is poor money management. Even if she do get back on roll, if she don't learn how to spend her money, if she don't learn how to be able to create a budget, invest her money, she is going to end up in the same spot again. Get her help for her little gambling addiction or whatever she got going on. She still, these people are drowning and they are in emotional ruin, financial ruin. I mean, they are getting ready to show how you look when you broke and busted. It's really getting ready to get worse. It's not getting better because they can't even work together. They can't separate. Because where they gonna separate and go? They ain't got no money to pay no bills. Well, they gonna pay for two residences when they can't even pay for one.
Right. See, I would, and listen, I don't do this. I wouldn't suggest this on a regular basis, but they're so far gone. I would say just let the house go. And instead of trying to scramble the money together to pay that massive mortgage, take that money and try to go get your apartment or go back to the townhouse if y'all still own it. But see, but she's so busy because remember, she got up in our faces talking about y'all stupid. I'm not losing my house. We put millions into this. So they're still trying to save face, but the walls are crashing down and they're crashing down fast. This is getting uglier by the minute. And I feel sorry that it went this far, but I don't even think they alienated themselves from the families too. He from his, her from hers.
Right.
So it's a mess.
I think she woke up. I think Kroy woke up one morning and figured out this woman treats me like a piece of ish. I really ain't getting no respect. Especially she's mad because he's not bringing in any money. I know she 38 hot. I know she is really mad that she is married to a man that cannot floss for her and for her lifestyle. I think that woman is off the chain. I think she is a savage in that house.
I feel that way too. LaDon Sweet Tea, I'm coming. Hold on 1 second. LaDon Sweet Tea, thank you for the super chat. Kim always bragged about how much her things cost. I would love to buy that Versace fine china set at the auction. Let me tell you something. I will get a ticket to Atlanta if they start their auction on that darn house. But
just send me the money, Diva. I get it for you, girl.
I know, you know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't even want none of her things. I like clean slate, and not to get crazy. I believe in energy. I wouldn't want none of that energy in my house. I wouldn't want.
Did she try to sell the house? Because a lot of people do that. They miss out on an opportunity to sell. Their short sales, or all that stuff. Did she do any of that? Did she attempt to sell the property? Did she attempt to do a short sale on the property? Did she attempt to do anything? She can call my husband today. He'll put that thing on the market for her. We right here in Atlanta. Call me, Kim.
Call Kim.
Kim. I specialize in short sales, foreclosures, all this. Call me, girl.
Call.
She should have been liquidated her assets. The house should have been sold. I mean, she should have done all the cars should have been turned back in. I mean, girl, when you digging a hole,
got a second mortgage on that house.
Sell that chandelier she was showing y'all on Instagram.
Hello.
I'm telling you,
that
they would have called me
stupid. Smoke, did you go?
No, I'll go. I mean, I won't lie. I mean, with all this drama and craziness happen, we actually might get to see Kim's real edges. Cause she ain't gonna have no wigs left. So I'm here for this. I want to see the real Kim underneath. I want to know her age. I want to know her breast size. I want to know everything is real about Kim in this moment. But not for nothing, Kroy should have known the moment that she was starting to separate him from her family. That is a major red flag. I will never ever commit to someone who would try to put distance between me and my family, because I'm like, what you gotta hide? Why are you trying to separate me from the people who know me the best and have known me the longest? Are you afraid they're gonna find you out? Which they will. So Kroy is just as responsible for this mess. Was he a little bit naive, and did Kim put on that nurse outfit and tear it down? Maybe, but I won't lie though. I'm kind of like Nene said this once. We gonna be in the jail cell together with wigs and Newports, and that's probably where she headed right now, to that county jail in Sugarloaf, if she don't pay them people that money and give them back all their assets. So I need Andy Cohen and Bravo. Y'all try to save this show. Y'all better be fast and furious with that traveler's van to Kim's house. Catch all the juicy details and drama. Have like a 15.5 season, because baby, Kim and Kroy, y'all about to be locked, in the words of fucking Diva, in the jail. You about to be in the jail, okay?
I will say this: he got used to the level of whatever it was they was doing, because they said that he didn't. They asked him to return that SUV, the Rolls Royce, and he did not. So that's why they at this point now too. I would have been like, come get it. But see, they kind of full of it too, because unless they're hiding it in the garage, listen, I know plenty of people that got their thing repoed. They will take it out your driveway. They will hook that thing up and take it out your driveway. They don't play. So really, BMW, did y'all really try to get this car back before this point? I think y'all was giving them chances. Now, what they said in the article too was that sometimes he wasn't making a full payment. He was making partial payments.
And not only that, Diva, if you're like in a gated community, they find a way in and they will still take your car.
Oh, you know why? Because listen, they tell the local police that they're doing it.
Yeah.
They have to tell the police. They have to tell the police, because what happens is someone may come out and not see their car, and then they think it's stolen. Yeah, I had a girlfriend, and they was like, nobody stole your car. Not trying to tell you. They was like, nobody stole your car. You got repoed. Okay? Yeah. So that's when I learned they have to tell the local police that they're coming to take your car. So Kroy Kim stripped Kroy of his identity and made him a chauffeur, babysitter, hairstylist, manicurist, bodyguards. You see, LaDon, you messy, and baby maker. She deliberately separated Kroy from his family to control him. I do believe that.
Wow.
That's just my thoughts. I really do believe that. And I really felt, I just got the idea from him. And trust me, guys, nothing is wrong with this, but I got the idea from him that she was his first real girlfriend on that level that became his wife. And she knew it. She knew it. She knew that she hit the jackpot when it came to Kroy. Denzel, what are your thoughts?
It's a hot mess. Listen, I don't know why they waited this long to about the car, because if it was one of us, oh yeah, they would be on it. Like they would tow that car right away. I'm very surprised Andy Cohen ain't helping them.
No, he is.
You think he's doing it behind the scenes?
Oh, I know he is. Because listen, all of a sudden her house was no longer in foreclosure, right? And then when Sheree and Portia was on Watch What Happens Live with
he said he bought Kim wig.
The wig was sitting on the stage. He bought the wig.
It sure was.
Not only that, she's appearing on the show. And then there's rumors that behind the scenes, she's begging Bravo for a job. I think they're gonna give Kim a job. But here's the thing: you can give somebody a job all you want, but if they don't go to counseling or try to change that behavior, the cycle is just going to stay viciously, the same way it really was already.
Exactly.
Kim is. It seems as if where Kim is at right now, she can hit the lotto and that money will be gone tomorrow.
Right. And they think they was trying to keep up with the Joneses. They
absolutely.
they both stupid. Like Nene called on the bus when Nene called Kim a dumb blonde. She was telling the truth. Kim is a dumb blonde. Same thing with Kroy. They are dumb. You supposed to have all that money, and why you didn't buy your car? Why you didn't buy the house? Like, come on, they didn't have a lot of money then. They didn't have a lot of money, and if they don't pay they back taxes, or they going to jail.
Wait, Diva, can we read that last comment from Emmanuel?
What did he say?
This one. He should have known what he was getting into when he proposed to a woman who had cigarettes, Party City wig, and that red sofa.
Yeah.
Shots fired from the sidelines.
Pow.
Our sweet Emmanuel.
Come on, Emmanuel. Come on, come through. Come on, man.
Just get Nene, Kim, Cynthia, Phaedra, Portia. It'll start a show. It started show Atlanta Nights. Yeah, well, maybe listen. I don't know, and I don't want to get the train off the track. I don't know if it's so. Tyler Perry allegedly has BT, maybe getting BT, whatever.
And VH1.
Okay.
Oh, so VH1.
Okay, and VH1. So maybe they need to call Tyler Perry because I'm telling you right now, as far as Bravo and Nene Leakes is concerned, the door is closed.
Done.
Who did done? Thank you, Denzel. Who did I miss?
Me.
Okay, go ahead, Robin.
So, because I don't want to wish any illness on anybody, I will say that being a retired NFL player,
you missed me as well, Diva.
Okay, I'll come to you next. Go ahead.
It's a pity that Kroy isn't disabled, because if he were, he would be able to draw a pension of a minimum just under $6,000 a year. I mean, a month. Or maybe the NFL Players Association need to get with the NBA Players Association to figure out how they negotiate their pension package, because in the NBA, at any age, you can start drawing your pension, and it's just around $4,000 a month at minimum. The thing is, I'm just like, I don't know where and how they can earn money, and I don't know that we ever saw, outside of Kroy's last contract with the Buffalo Bills, where he was earning an income. So that's problematic, but they seem to just be going willy-nilly.
He got a $2.5 million payout when he left, and then he went to CNN. But I'm telling you, I think Kim went to his money.
I believe that. Absolutely. It's a shame.
Listen, you know what, Robin? Here's the thing. All of us have to budget and plan, right? And plan for our lives, right? So the thing with reality stars, the thing with the entertainment business. Now, let me tell you, there's an interview. I want to say Howie Mandel interviewed Raven Simone. What a smart cookie. That chick is smart. She said with the entertainment business, one day you could be getting a check, the next day you won't. She said, I don't even just wake up and go on vacation. And she said, my accountant be like, you're crazy. The money is there. She said, nope, take a little bit out of every check that I get every week to save up for my vacation. So I will tell you this, you'll never see that girl broke anywhere.
That's the truth.
So my thing is, when it's one thing to have, and this is not me being shady. It's one thing to have a talent where you're an actress or you can sing or something like that. But when you are a reality star, entertainment business is flighty anyway. But when you're a reality TV star and you don't learn how to move beyond that, it's extremely flighty. Let's just to tell you that is, who would have thought that Evelyn, because she said she would never go back to Basketball Wives, but now she's going back.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I like her too. The other one that said they
Tammy Roman.
Tammy Roman. 10 toes down. that she would never go back. But apparently she's going back also.
No, Tammy Roman's going back to basketball wives?
That's the last I heard.
That's what I
she's
heard
not going
too.
back. She getting the second season of her new show.
Leo, did you not see that too?
I did see that, and she might be doing both.
That part right there. I'm telling you, I read what I read. So I'm saying to myself, but listen, not only them, let's do The Rock. The Rock was 10 toes down that he would not go back to the Fast and Furious franchise.
And he was in that post credit.
But looky, no, he's going back.
See?
And you know why? You know why? Because the economy, inflation done hit everybody's pockets. I mean, everybody's pockets. Even everybody's pockets been hit with inflation. Everything costs so much more. All the homes they take care of, all the people they take care of, all the food they buy. Remember now, these people all came from regular circumstances. So they taking care of everybody. And I know them bills is steep. And I know they digging in them pockets really deep. And they probably do have to pay attention to the fact that what they're spending is not the same as what they've been having coming in.
Yeah. Not only that, but at the end of the day, taxes is taxes. Okay. And most people live up to their means, even if you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
They living up to their means. They got their mansions, they have this, they have that. So, now you turn back to the thing where you said never. But all I'm saying is, for sure, a lot of people joke about Kandi, but she's doing it the smart way. She got her hands in a lot of pieces of the pie. Now, this last debacle that she's in, but I'm running out of time, so
Hey, Diva, can I go?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Dustin. Beat me up.
Too.
Okay, who else said me too?
Nikki.
Okay, Nikki. I'm sorry, Nikki and Dustin. My apologies. We're gonna go ahead. Y'all two go. Go ahead, Dustin.
What I was gonna say is, I hope they allow her back on Rolla. I really don't want her the full-time housewife, but maybe a part-time housewife. She needs to, if she gets back on Rolla, she needs to figure out a way, and a certain way to find out how to monitor money and not spend it so much. So she don't get back in this situation she was in before. But I'm just afraid that if she gets back on TV, that she's going to turn around and do the same thing that she's doing now.
Yeah, Dustin, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Sharon's World, you made a good point. A man once told me that a man spends his money how he wants to. He said some love spending money on women. He said they like what they like. I believe it. Kroy paid for what he wanted. He wanted Kim. But you know what, though? You sometimes, everybody has their breaking point. And I think Kroy came to his when the Raws just came crashing down on him and heavy. Go ahead, Dustin. Did you want to say something else before I go to Nikki?
Yes, I would. What you gonna? She gotta have some place to live. What you gonna do? They're gonna get her house, and she ain't gonna have nowhere to live.
I hope they still have the townhouse. That's the best case scenario. But I'm wondering if they wasn't paying taxes on their regular house, was they paying taxes on the townhouse? You could own. See, that's the gag with America, right? You own the property, but you still got taxes to pay every single year. And if you don't pay the taxes, they'll still come take your property that's already paid for.
Yeah, they will take your stuff.
Mess. It's a mess. So do we ever really own? It's just crazy. Nikki, what are your thoughts?
I just have, I think, two things to say. One, I find it very fascinating that Kim and Kroy were able to keep this whole situation silent. It's like no one knew until everyone knew. And I think I'm like, who do they have that's keeping it under wraps? It's kind of like when Kylie got pregnant and no one knew for however long or whatever. I wouldn't think she would have a good enough team or people that are loyal enough to keep it quiet. And then the other thing I want to say is I just think, to you guys' point, you should live like within your means, or really you should live below your means, but within your needs. You know what I mean? So it's like, but the problem is with the entertainment industry and our fascination with reality TV and entertainers and stars and celebrities, they feel like they have to keep up. And like I said earlier, because we are on a global stage, like it doesn't take long for everybody to know you're so super glamorous and you're walking around in red bottoms, and it's hard to then go back. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I'll say this one last thing. That one guy, oh my God, he was like, he had a song called Meet Me at the Trap or something. And then someone exposed him for being an Uber driver or something like that. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No,
and I felt bad because I'm like, at the end of the day, this man, listen, he's making an honest living. But the thing is, the perception is, oh, he's this rapper. He has all this money. And it's difficult and embarrassing for a lot of people to have to go and be like, yeah, now I work at Target. I respect it if you can go back. I just don't think Kim has that in her to do it. I just don't think she has the ability. So that's all I wanted to say.
No, you made some very good points. See, the thing is, if you are, what I was going to say, if you have enough in you, you wouldn't allow the people to make you, to punk you into anything. One thing I will say about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I don't really see them flossing like that. Most recently, you know, the Scotts are talking about they building Scott Manor, or whatever the case may be. And I think I want to say at one time, Maurice and them had went to some location where they were supposed to be building a house or whatever the case may be. But I seen them for the most part in their same house or a similar level of house for the whole time that they've been on the show. Okay, so it's just, you know, Drew and even Kandi didn't move until she moved, but when Kandi moved, Kandi found a foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot to be said about the way Kandi moves. She don't play with her money like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, some of them get punked into it. Unfortunately, Toya from Married to Medicine and Eugene, they're one. Like, to me, it's just disgusting to see the financial up and down ruins that they go in and out of. And who, like, at the end of the day, who are you impressing? I'm not going to be sitting in a mansion starving. I will not.
Mm-mm.
I will not be sitting in a mansion starving.
Hilarious.
I can't go on vacation. I can't go to the movies. I can't go out to dinner. I can't eat my stuff. No, I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
So,
it's all attention.
Diva, but with that, I think the reason why that's their storyline on that particular show is that they can't focus on how bad Toya abuses Eugene verbally.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, you know, and unfortunately, that's what Monique showed us on Love and Marriage DC, was for the minute that her and what's the name was on the show. She did.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah. So I don't know, Quad in her mansion, not for nothing, right? And again, people, I want these individuals to be able to keep and maintain what they got. But let's be clear, did Quad need a 16 or 20, whatever square footage that home is for herself and her baby that she adopted and the nephew that comes in and out or whatever, and her mother? You just
No.
You're flossing for somebody. And
attention.
Yeah, it's sad.
I thought she saved up for that house. I don't think she was frivolous. I think she saved up and got the house she wanted for her.
Oh,
okay.
But
the upkeep of that is going to be outrageous. She is that look now. I don't know what regular gig she got going on or how simultaneously she make her money with Married to Medicine, but it's a lot of ways to be able to floss on a 8,000 square foot home. I still think that's a pretty nice home that she could floss on, and it didn't have to be that gigantic home.
Nothing was wrong with her townhouse, but listen, if y'all remember on Married to Medicine, not Dr. Jackie, what's Dr. Simone? When Dr. Simone sat there and said, and she's a whole OBGYN, when Dr. Simone sat there and said, I know what we make on this show.
No.
And she said, and I couldn't even afford no house like that.
Oh, wow.
This came out of Dr. Simone's house. That speaks volumes.
But
it really does.
But you see how Dr. Simone house look, though. Dr. Simone, they house look regular, schmegular.
But here's the thing, Diva. The reason why Dr. Simone can say something like that is because not everybody's going to Dr. Jackie for all their OBGYN appointments. So, of course, you can say that.
I'm here for it. I cannot. Listen, guys, we're about to close this thing out. thank you so much for stopping through for Trending Topics on Wednesday. I really appreciate y'all. Now, let me tell you, I don't know if y'all had the opportunity to see it, but this past Saturday, we was over at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We had a love tour. Let me tell you something. It was an amazing, I ain't just saying it because it's us, okay? It was an amazing, I'm telling y'all, amazing show, because I didn't know there was so many definitions and different kinds of love. If you have the opportunity, please go over there and check out that Saturday show along with some of other work by the Juice Radio and her team. But the show was really good. We're going to work in a part 2. That's how good it was. Yeah. I mean, just, because if that commercial, and maybe it's from my time period, it was about, I want to say it was about reading. It says, the more you know, the further you will go and grow, or whatever the case may be. I'm telling you, I did not know that there was so many definitions of love, and it helped me out, because we cannot love each other if we don't even understand or know the definition of what it is, right? And there's a different love that you have for your friends, that you may have for your family, and that you may get from a partner in life. So guys, go over there, to the Juice Radio and Talk Show, subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, definitely watch that love tour that we did over there with Roy's World, and Juice Radio's team. It was really, really good. Yes. You free? Okay.
I just wanted to ask you, I know we can't cover the topic, but is there any way you could give us just a quick 1 minute thing about what happened with Kandi?
I'll give a quick 1 minute thing. So there is this, I want to call it Suki. I can't, like, sometimes when I go to pronounce her whole name, I mess it up, and I don't want to do that. There's a young lady that she has an OnlyFans page. She has a certain, I guess I'll say, persona out in the world. And you know what? We can have a greater conversation about that, right? She has a certain persona that she puts out there in the world, right? And so, Kandi has her Candy Coated Nights. So there are two different personas that she puts out there. There are two different situations, right? So situation number one is Kandi had her on Kandi Coated Nights podcast, and Kandi has who sometimes fill in for her was DJ. His name is DJ A1, right? Where he was on the show, but Kandi Coated Nights is all about sex, right? And so he was on the show, she was on the show, and he asked them some very provocative stuff. He showed her a picture of his, private area, but I want to say that for this generation here, sending pictures of your private area, it's a thing. Okay, the men send D pics, if you follow what I'm saying, and the females will send pictures of their body parts. And I listen, it's a whole new world out there, right? So anyway, he showed her the picture, and there was a lot of banter going back and forth, highly sexual, but that was the conversation on Kandi Coated Nights. So fast forward, people resurface those clips. So you see, what you put out there never goes away, right? People resurface those clips because she had a separate incident where it had nothing to do with Kandi, where she was on
Thank you, Diva. Thank you, Diva.
Right. She was on a panel, and on that panel, I think they said DJ One was on that panel too. But anyway, another guy was there, and he went over to her, and he was rubbing her shoulders as she was talking, and then he kissed her on the cheek. Then he stuck his tongue down her mouth, not once but twice, and she was pulling herself away. And we gotta have a. Can everyone who's that? Okay, so we gotta have that's gonna take up more conversation that we need to have on that. But all I want to say is this: hands down, we already know no man should be touching you, regardless of what persona you put out there. If you don't invite them to your space, they have no business being in your space and thinking they can do whatever to you. But unfortunately, and I'm gonna use myself for example, so nobody coming at me talking about, oh, Diva, you don't understand this and that. If I am out there and I got an OnlyFans page, if I'm out there and I'm doing XYZ, unfortunately, people think that is who I am 24/7, And then they think that they can treat me accordingly. We all know it's not right, but that's what people do. I was on Sherelle's show earlier, and what I said in reference to this thing, and y'all know I'm down for Kandi, 10 toes down. But what I said about Kandi in this situation is Kandi has candy-coated nights. But Kandi was pissed when a situation happened with her and Phaedra on Roa. And it was around this particular type of stuff, okay? Nothing is exact, but it was around this particular type of stuff. If you're going to run a sex show, so to speak, you got to be at a high level of responsibility as a host to make sure that things don't go sideways, because it is a thin line where you teeter where things can go left. And all I said is that, you know what? I feel Kandi needs to watch where she's putting all of her brands, because Kandi wants to be in 7 worlds. And I will say that it's not going to work. I cannot be in the sex world, but then I want to be over here talking about I want to Tony or Emmy and be an EGOT. And then I want to, you got to figure out what you want to do. You can't be the jack of all trades, but master of none. And all I'm saying is, if I want to host, if you ever notice on my channel, I really deal with, when I'm talking about the reality shows, I really deal with the side stories. I don't, right? Because the side stories can make things go sideways, and then I'm not going to be able to reel it back in. But if they did it on the show, it's open game. Let's throw down and talk about it, because it happened on the show, right? But with these side stories, people, it's like when you played the game of telephone when you was a kid. Remember you whispering somebody ear? By the time the story got around to the last person in the room, it was a whole different story. And sometimes these things in the social media, it goes sideways. First, it was Diva was somewhere with her shirt off. Then the next thing you know was Diva had her shirt off, her pants off, and her clothes off, and she was on top of somebody. By the time the story finished, it gets crazy. So what I'm saying is the Kandi situation, it's like her name was dragged into it because they just want to drag Kandi into it. But the lesson for Kandi to learn is, you got to watch what you're putting out there, because you want to be on a different level. You understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you this too, really quickly on that note, is that a lot of things go down in the YouTube streets. There's a lot of plucking. There's a lot of cattiness. There's a lot of whatever. And all of us, our creators, have to decide every day to rise above it. Because if we get into it, we would be like the rest of these people out here getting up on this screen talking about, oh, ba 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 ba. I'm not going to serve my energy that way. And so all I'm saying is, and y'all know I love Kandi with everything in me. I think that she is, for a person to have come from the level that she was and raise and do all of this stuff, that's the part I love about her. But she lets the other part of her always come in. And listen, we all got that stuff in us, but you have to decide what side of you is going to win when you show up in the world every day. You have to decide. That's why I said I'm not going to the airport and getting crazy and acting wild. For what? I don't need to use my energy that way. Girl, you got to pat me down. Now I know next time I ain't wearing no bodysuit. You see what I'm trying to say? But I'm not going to say they should change the rules. Females wear bodysuits. Like, I ain't coming in with no bodysuit no more. That's it. That's the lesson I learned. Yep. And I called my sister. I didn't tweet. I said, girl, they was down. But anyway, guys, listen, I love y'all. Thanks for being here. It was a great train ride. Get your stuff, grab your stuff, okay? Because this is the last stop. Don't need nothing on my train. I'll see you next time for Trending Topics. Don't forget the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Go over there, like, subscribe, watch that Love Tour video, and watch many more. You will be blessed. And I'm not just saying it. I'm telling you the truth, okay,
all
guys?
Right.
Now, come on, Denzel. All right now?
All right.
Love y'all and good night.
Love y'all. Love y'all.
Bye,
Y'all have a great
everyone.
night. Good night, Divas. Love y'all. Bye-bye.